All right, listen, this was meant to be a screen shared video. I don't know if you can hear me because the house music, but I kind of need it right now. You'll hear why. I've been trying to connect to my hotspot for the last 30 minutes. It's not connecting. Don't know why. Let me pause this. Actually, now, you know what? We're going to keep the house music on. Let's just keep it down. I've got slides. I've got a presentation that I was going to go through. But you know what? It's just not meant to be. So what I'm going to do is just record my face and go through the slides. And I don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't even put on slideshow. But I'm just going to go through them one by one with my mouse. But listen, this is part of the process. This is what you need. You need to enjoy the bad times too. Slap some house music on when you're not feeling the work, and then you'll start feeling it. And then you have to do things like this. Things don't go to plan, and you have to just redo it. You have to do something different. But listen, the myth of the 14-hour hustle. Now, kind of what I'm going to be speaking about in this video is how you don't need to work 14 hours every single day like all these little gurus are telling you. And to be honest, it actually messes you up and stops you from being rich. Because let me tell you a little story quickly. I worked from business to business, like 6 to 10 different business models for 3 years straight, and I didn't make a single penny. And do you know why that is? Because I was working 14 hours every single day. So I woke up and I wasn't feeling, I didn't want to work because I was burnt out from yesterday. A good kind of analogy for this is the more you work today, the more you're stealing from tomorrow's energy bank. So what you want to do is you want to optimize your time. You want to optimize everything to just get the highest priority things done, get the highest leverage things done. And when you do that and you figure out how to do that, that's when things will start to pick up. And now obviously I run a long form content agency doing very good numbers. We've worked with some of the biggest names in the online space, people with millions of followers making hundreds of thousands every single month. And in the last 2 months, we generated one of our clients $50,000 from YouTube conversions alone, not like what they make with their offer. But yeah, so what this video is going to be is why 4 hours of deep work beats 14 hours of hustle. So listen, this is the guru lie. They boast about working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. They tell you that if you're not grinding, you're not winning. But that's a lie they sell to keep you busy rather than successful. Why do you think that all of the top gurus, why do you think that all of the top people in the info space or in business space in general don't do everything themselves? Because outsourcing work is one of the most important parts of business. And if you don't learn how to outsource, you're going to fail. You need the skill of learning how to outsource, learning how to hire, learning how to train. And once you do that, not only are you going to save yourself so much time, but the people that you've trained are going to be better than you at doing it after a certain period of time. I'll give you another story or another example. For the last year, probably, I've been doing outreach myself every single day, probably 5 hours a day. I send like 400 messages every single day, and I wasn't getting a lot of replies. After doing 400 messages, I A/B tested a lot of different messages. I knew this message worked, but I got myself into the hidden folder, which means my Instagram account has been kind of not banned, but it doesn't go straight to their inbox. It goes into the hidden section in the requests, which messed up my account pretty much. The main reason that it wasn't working for me is because outreach isn't the number one most leveraged task for me. What is this right now, content, getting your face seen, getting your business seen, getting your brand seen, just being seen by more people. And outreach doesn't do that. You're reaching out to cold leads that don't know you, don't know what you do, don't know anything about you. It's going to be very hard to sell. And we've made a lot of money doing that too. Outreach is amazing, so don't stop doing that. But my point is you don't need to work 4 or 5 hours a day just on outreach because it's not the highest leverage task. Same goes if you're a creator or if you're an online coach. You don't need to focus all of your focus and attention on one thing. Unless that's the most highest leverage thing, you shouldn't be doing it. Which is why we made our offer. And I'm not pitching, by the way, I'm just genuinely explaining it. We made our offer for coaches that are making over 100K a month, which is a fully done for you YouTube agency. We do everything for them because then it comes to content. Content is the highest leverage task for anyone. I don't care what you think, what you say. Content is the highest leverage task. But why spend 5 hours on one YouTube video, thinking of an idea, doing the thumbnails, titles, descriptions, get the editing done? All of this, you have to communicate to so many different people to the point where you're just wasting more time because you can outsource it. If you can outsource it, outsource it. Content creation, when I say that's the highest leverage task, it's doing this right now, recording. which once again is why we made our offer. Because if the creator only has to record, that's the most leverage, that's the highest leverage task, rather than doing all of this communication with these freelancers, revising the edits, etc. So the real reason you started, I want to take it back to why you started business in the first place, why you started your mentorship, or if you're like myself, why you started getting into business and the agency space in general. Why did you start business? It was for time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. Again, I don't care what you're thinking or what you say. That is the main reason you started. You started so you could have time freedom, work whenever you want. You wanted financial freedom to make enough money to still work whenever you want. And you wanted location freedom to work wherever you wanted to work. And the key with this is you've removed that completely before you've even made it. But even if you're making 100K a month, like some of our clients, you still haven't made it to the point where you've got time, financial freedom, and location freedom. You've got location freedom and financial freedom, but your time freedom isn't there because you're doing everything yourself and you're not outsourcing enough. And even if you've outsourced 90%, there's still another 5, 6, 7, 8% that you can outsource. Save yourself that time of doing the things that you don't have to do. Money is just an exchange of value. If you pay someone and they can save your time and give you your time back, do that. Why are you going to waste your valuable time doing these other things? It doesn't make sense. So as I've got written here, you didn't start to become a slave to your calendar. You started to enjoy your life, work less, and make more money. And once again, if that doesn't resonate with you, then I'm not too sure. Maybe keep working 14 hours a day. But for me and pretty much everyone I know and all my clients, that's the reason they started. Now, think about this. Every time you switch tasks, you pay a cognitive tax. If you're juggling YouTube fundamentals, you're never actually doing deep work because you're not focused on one single thing, which is why I picked 4 hours over 14 hours. If you set a timer for 4 hours in your day, you go to your desk and you're ready to just lock in. You're ready to put all your attention and focus on this. Those 4 hours are going to be very focused hours because you know you're not going to work after or before, which means when you're doing that, you're going to be in the zone. You're going to get everything you possibly can done. But when you're doing 14 hours a day, you're going to keep switching tasks. You're going to just subconsciously believe that you've got more time to do things. So say you need to do 100 outreach messages a day, or say you need to upload 10 videos a day. You're going to get to 4 or 5 or 6, and you're going to be like, oh, I've got time, I can do it later. I haven't got the energy right now. You shouldn't be doing that. You should have enough outsourced to the point where you can just do it all in 4 hours and put all of that focused time into your business for 4 hours straight. No phones, no distractions. I mean, you can put music. I like listening to house music when I work, but if you're doing anything other than that and you're doing 14 hours every day, you're just not going to be in a focused state to where the work is actually going to be worth doing. As in, you're not going to get the results that you're hoping for. Next, we have the $450 billion problem. If you're working 14 hours a day, and I had a market research team dig into this for me, the annual productivity loss is $450 billion. That means you lose $270 per day and $98,000 lost per year. And again, I've kind of just covered all of that. Just stop working 14 hours a day. You don't need to work 14 hours a day. You waste your life and you're doing things that not even real business owners, as in business owners making 100K a month are doing. And I know that because we work with them. The hidden cost of attention residue. When you switch from a task, a part of your brain stays stuck on it. Even if you've moved on to a new task, your cognitive capacity is fragmented. You're working with a diminished brain because you're still processing the previous fundamental task. And again, back to the 14 hours. If you're working 14 hours, your brain can't concentrate on all these different things at once. It wants to focus on one thing and do that thing properly. So when you switch from one task to another, then you go to eat lunch, then you go have a drink, then you go to the toilet, then you come back, then you do a different task. Your brain is confused. It's going to be focused on different tasks at the exact same time, which is why you're not doing your work properly. And it's just not efficient, is it? The dopamine trap. Sorry, I got a bit confused there. So this is what busy looks like in comparison to productive. So busy, answering emails, tweaking thumbnails, and managing small tasks. It feels good and it achieves little. It feels good because you feel like you're doing a lot, but it achieves little because you're doing so many different things that have such small steps towards your goals rather than outsourcing those small steps and yourself taking the big steps towards your goals. Productive looks like this: deep work on strategy, sales, and high leverage growth. It feels hard, but it achieves everything. You'll see. Try this for one day. Put a timer for 4 hours next to you, not on your phone. Put a timer on something else. I'd recommend getting a timer from Amazon or something. Work for 4 hours straight. You're going to see how much more productive you can be in those 4 hours in comparison to working on small tasks throughout the whole day. Also, obviously, like I've said this whole video, outsource as much as you physically can. And then I've got a little quote here. Business is often a form of laziness thinking. We'll cut that out. Dead quote. I'm not even going to edit this, but dead quote. I thought it would resonate with what I was saying, but it didn't. Anyways, the CEO flow state, 500% increase in productivity by changing this. You'll have peak creative problem solving and zero mental friction. Your mind's going to be clear. Everything's just going to be clear. You're going to know exactly what you have to do. You're going to know your exact next step. You're going to know the one thing you have to do for 4 hours straight to actually move the business forward. Once again, if you don't believe me, test it out and you'll see. Flow requires uninterrupted focus. You can't get in a flow state working 14 hours a day. And if you do, it will only be for like 1 to 2 hours. Why not work for 4 hours straight and be in flow state for the whole 4 hours? And you're only doing the highest leverage task. Please think about the difference in that. And that's the one thing I changed. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got insane results after doing that shift. And you actually have time to do the things that you want to do outside of work as well, which is once again why you started. You'll make more money if you're going to the gym every day. You're not rushing it. You're taking your time. You're improving your body. You're improving your mental health. You're improving everything. Same with eating clean. You're going to have more time to cook good foods, healthy foods, and you're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. So when it comes to those 4 hours of work, you're going to be in a good state of mind to work for those 4 hours straight in a flow state. Whereas if you're working 14 hours a day, no matter what time of the day it is, you're going to feel like you haven't done enough because you're doing all these small tasks. So when it comes to the gym, you're going to be like, okay, it's been 30 minutes, I need to just go, rather than doing it properly. Same with eating healthy and different things like that. But the more you go to the gym, the better you improve yourself as a man or as a woman, the better you're going to be in business and the more money you'll make. It's not just all business, it's not just all work 24 hours a day. It's also about what you're doing in your day-to-day life, your routine, how does your life look? Then I kind of want to get into YouTube because that's what I'm especially good at when it comes to helping my clients. And it's the YouTube trap. So this is kind of what's required from YouTube if you're doing it alone. Ideation and strategy. And I'm going to go in depth actually. Ideation and strategy. People hear that and they think to themselves, oh yeah, I can think of good video ideas that are going to convert. But the thing is you can't, because you think of an idea and then you just pick up the camera and you record it and post it and nothing happens. You need to do market research. You need to do competitor analysis. You need to see what everyone else is doing, what's working, what isn't working. Then you need to not focus on views. You need to focus on conversions over views so that you can actually target the right audience. And this is what I mean. There's so many different like subtopics in big topics like ideation that people don't think about. And that's why they don't outsource it. Because they look at the word ideation, they're like, oh, I can ideate videos easily. Anyways, next, scripting and research, high-end video editing, click-worthy thumbnails, SEO titles and descriptions. These are the small basic fundamentals that steal your time and energy, keeping you from the one thing that actually moves your business forward. And again, this doesn't just go for YouTube, but just take it and extrapolate it to what you're doing right now. Say you're working on YouTube and you're getting a lot of views, but you're not getting conversions. So you're doing everything yourself. You're trying a bunch of different things. You're doing the ideation, the strategy, the scripting, the research, the high-end video editing, the click-worthy thumbnails, SEO titles, descriptions, etc. You're talking to like 10 different people in one day. And most of the time, they're not even going to be doing what you want to be done. They're going to send it back and you're going to be like, well, that's not right. I don't like that. And it will get to a certain point where you're just like, I just have to accept this because I can't manage it anymore. I can't text 10 people at once and get what I want because there's so many different ways of communication. So then do what we did. So we built an offer, find someone that has an offer, it doesn't have to be me. And again, extrapolate it to your situation, it might not be YouTube. Find someone that has all of those things in one. That way you have one person to communicate to. You have one team doing the whole thing. You've got one team doing everything. That's how you outsource efficiently, rather than just outsourcing to a video editor for the editing, because then you have to speak to 10 different people. And when you do 4 hours a day instead of 14 hours a day, this is why it's more beneficial. You will not waste time, which means when you're doing 4 hours a day, you'll be like, okay, I need to find one team that does this very well, that does it on time, that does it how I like it. And that's going to save you so much time and make you so much more money. So once again, like I said twice already, extrapolate that to your situation, but make sure you do it. Now, the power of deep work: 4 hours focused deep work versus 14 hours of scattered hustle. When you outsource the noise, you unlock your core genius. High leverage focus will always outperform raw volume. This is where real growth happens. People say volume over quality, but why not do both? Why not do volume and quality? Because when you outsource, you have the ability to do that. Because you've got people doing the volume for you, you're also teaching them how to make the volume still have quality in it. Let's take outreach, for example. You write all of the messages, you teach them how to reply, you teach them how to speak like yourself. That way it's still high quality, but you're also getting the volume in because you're paying them and they're doing a good job and they're doing it over the time that you work. That's the thing. You're working 4 hours a day, but if you're outsourcing your work, they're going to be working 14 hours a day. That's what you don't understand. You don't need to be the one doing 14 hours a day. You can do 4 hours a day, outsource as much as you physically can, and then on the weekends or after 6 p.m. when you're not working and you're going to the gym and improving yourself as a man or a woman, there's going to be people still working on the business for you. That's what a business is. So yeah. The new freedom beyond business growth. Go to the gym, experience new things, go on holiday, have some family time, enjoy your life. Because then again, once you get back to work or the day after, you're like, I'm so ready. I've gone to the gym, I've spent some time with my family, I went on a holiday, I've had some new experiences. Now I'm ready to work for these 4 hours. And I'm going to be in flow state for these 4 hours because I'm ready for it. When your business runs efficiently, you have the free time to level up as a person. And if you take anything from this video, take that. When your business runs efficiently, you finally have the free time to level up as a person. And guess what happens when you level up as a person? You make more money, your business grows, and you scale better. Now, I've got a picture of one of our clients who is Jacqueline Vega. She's got around 250,000 followers on Instagram. She does Amazon FBA. Now her YouTube operations are 100% outsourced. She's got strategic focus. So she has core business growth. It's growing without her even doing anything. She can just focus on the highest leverage thing, which is the recording of the YouTube. And she's going to get a massive ROI on her most valuable asset, especially, which is time. I'm going to save so much time. Now, so the challenge for Jacqueline. As a top tier coach, Jacqueline was drowning in the YouTube machine, spending hours on ideation, scripting and editing instead of her core genius. She needed to stop being a content creator and start being a CEO again. And that's what I want you to do. Stop being a content creator or stop being the guy that just does outreach and be a CEO, be a business owner who manages people, tells them what to do, calls them up, checks in on them. Be a good leader and work the 4 hours that you have to do and get everything done in that time. But when I say everything, pick the one most highest leverage task and do that. That's it. Now, the solution. Just focus on your one thing. Like I just said, pick the one most leveraged task, reclaim your time, scale your business. Now, I'm going to talk about our offer quickly. Again, it's not really a pitch. I'm just telling you more about it because YouTube is the best platform for obviously scaling your business, getting more conversions and etc. But no one really does it right because how many fundamentals there are. But our fully done for you YouTube service, we handle everything but the recording so you can focus on the highest leverage task again. This is kind of our promise. We get sales, not just views. We don't go for views because views don't mean anything. Yeah, you get attention, but that's what short form platforms are for. You want sales from YouTube. That's the whole point of YouTube. It's long form. People like you, people get to know you, people trust you, rather than short form, which is just they watch 60 seconds of you max and they get bored, they forget about you straight away. But we book between 20 to 50 qualified calls per month from YouTube. We don't just optimize for the algorithm, we optimize for your bottom line. Our strategy turns viewers into high ticket clients, ensuring your YouTube channel becomes a predictable revenue engine. So that's pretty much it. Stop hustling, start scaling, and stop working 14 hours a day. Trade that for 4 hours of deep work. And then if you want, obviously my offer, check the description. I don't really care about pitching. I'm kind of just here to help you guys out to realize this, because I realized it and it made such a big difference. But if you do want 20 to 50 qualified calls per month solely from YouTube and focusing on conversions over views and having it fully done for you, then book a call down below.